All right, we are officially back. I was really hoping to do more, doing a little more stuff. Hang on. So yesterday I was hoping to do some more gameplay on this route. I mean, we barely did any gameplay on the route itself, mostly just checking out the rolling stock. So today's gonna be the opportunity to do that. Now we do have the mastery, which the requirements are three timetables, or five, three as a driver, two as a conductor. So we could do the timetable. I usually like to jump right into scenarios, unless the timetable is kind of the highlight. But in this case, with 9 scenarios, it seems to be the opposite. Like, the scenarios are the highlight. We got a couple different ones. A lot of them are very long. One of them's up to 2 hours. The route in general seems to take a while. So we could do a 2 hour one to sort of get the full experience. And I mean, yeah, we might as well. Or we could instead do a timetable. Be a little bit shorter, still an hour and a half to do the full route, but some of them, I think, well, I was looking off screen the other day. One of them was like, I think close to like 2 hours, like 2.5 hours. Yep, this one, 2.5 hours. That is crazy right there. Wonder how long are the a little shorter, but they're broken up into parts. 642. Those are very short runs. Nice to have, though. But I think a scenario would be nice. Decisions. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do this one. Clear skies, clear tracks. What could go wrong? Obviously, something's gonna go wrong. Let's do it. An hour and 50 minutes. It's gonna be a long one today. Weather is going to worsen, and we're at the southern end of the line. Okay, so there is another Class 843 on the other side. We got like a top and tailed service here. Unfortunately, the rail driver still doesn't seem to be compatible, so just gonna have to do it with the controller. The insides look pretty similar. Some different colored roofs there. So I'm guessing the... So I guess Class 843, they can work doubles, but no more than that. Any more, you have to add passenger cars. A pretty long one, though. 5 cars, including the locomotives. Scenery so far is looking very beautiful. Ooh, we're gonna have to change the radio eventually. Alright. Alright, a little bit of power. Not sure what that buzzing sound is. Oh, I don't have the safety systems enabled, do I? Let's see if I can find those. Is it this? I don't think so. What's August? Let's get the air conditioning on.
Liberec, tento vlak zastavuje ve stanicích Semily, Železný Brod, Malá Skála, Turnov, Rychnov, u Jablonce nad Nisou, Liberec. Bližší informace týkající se jízdy vlaku vám podá vlakový personál. Přejeme vám příjemnou jízdu. Příští stanice Semily.
Can't find a safety system switch. There's a failure? I want to quickly see where... if I can find the safety system switch. It should have been somewhere in the tutorial. I don't think it's here, is it? Those are all our... Those are like engine switches. Try this. I think it's gonna be down here. Somewhere. One of these valves. Oop. Something turned off. I don't see anything in here. I wanna get my platinum. I wanna have the authentic experience. Oh, is it down here? Is that it? Let me check the rest of the train real quick. See if I'm missing anything. I'm not really sure what else they can cram in here. I think that's it. Those doors don't do anything. Alright, we'll give that a try. See if we start getting 65 points. Gonna be running late. No, it's still not. Wait, am I getting full points now? Wasn't really paying full attention to my score. Nope, I'm not getting full points. Let's see. Let's see. Trying to look this up while I'm driving. The keybind. Control Enter is one of them. Can Control Shift. Alright, we'll try that. LS90 is now on. Will I get full score? Yep, I got full score, so we're good to go. I think this thing has some kind of cruise control, but I'm not entirely sure how to use it. I'm not gonna worry about the cruise control. That thing keeps going off, wow. I think they said in one of the articles that, like, power lines can interfere with it, but I don't see any nearby. That's still really impressive. Oh, I have to go. Alright. Impressive attention to detail as I am speeding, driving significantly over a speed limit. Hey, it's my first time. I'm gonna mess up a little bit. I don't hear anything coming from the radio, so unfortunately it might not be fully functional. A lot of beeping. There are some power lines right there. Really insane attention to detail, and the route so far is looking gorgeous. Alright, so look at that. I have to input the code? That's awesome. Probably gonna forget to do it. I'm not sure if it'll tell me to do it on the timetable or not. Unfortunately, I don't hear anything coming from the radio. All like the foliage and whatnot too is... Are my headlights on? I don't think my headlights are on. It kind of reminds me of Nidder Talbon with all the greenery and whatnot. But also with like the hills of Mittenwaldbahn. So we got a combination of both Train Sim Germany routes and a route that isn't made by Train Sim Germany. The brakes don't seem to be very strong. Is it better to use the dynamics? Can I put this on dark mode? Much better. The fan's a little wobbly. Yeah, still very much getting used to controls. A lot of beeping. Feel like I'm making like a ton of adjustments to the throttle. Oop, big lag spike. Yeah, definitely some lag spikes here and there. That is a very narrow platform. I don't know how that is considered safe. Overall, the vibe of this route, too, is very unique. It truly feels like I'm in another country. And I know there's the Japanese and the Portuguese routes coming out sometime soon, so I'm really excited to see how they capture the feels of their countries. Overall, the detail, just such a beautiful route. Wow. Like inside and out between the locomotives and the route itself is just you can really tell vector simulations they put a lot of love into this route. The constant beeping is quite annoying, but I want my platinum medal. Going pretty fast for some of these sharp corners. I guess the Czech railways really keep their tracks in good conditions, even in rural areas. Wish I could say the same for American main lines. Rural tracks in the Czech Republic are in better condition than the busiest American main lines. Really says a lot, doesn't it? I guess I have another fault, but I have no idea what the fault is because everything's in Czech. So, I'm just gonna hope my train isn't on the verge of exploding and keep going along. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm showing it too much. If you watch my stream last night, you would know just the rolling stock has already blown me away, but the scenery, I think I'm just in too much awe to really say anything. I'm speechless. Hats off to vector simulations.
Dámy a pánové, následuje stanice Semily.
Alright, got our first stop. Only 2 minutes late. Could be worse. Never mind, now we're like 3 minutes late. Once again, with the really skinny platforms, what is up with that? You can barely even fit a single person on that platform. I think... So I'm beginning to figure out, and I'm not entirely sure, but I'm theorizing. I think, so this is the throttle and brake. It seems like it activates both the automatic and the dynamic, while this is more the independent. So... That's not gonna let me fully release it anyways. Oh, I think that I just threw into emergency. Oops. I didn't even have time to really take in the scene. Alright, so... Let's see, I might have done an oopsie. I don't think my brakes are fully released. Now they are. Alright, luckily recovering from an emergency stop wasn't as painful as I was expecting. Please stand behind the yellow line. Like, practically the entire platform is the yellow line. Well, white and yellow. So yeah, my first impressions with this virtual rendition of the Czech Republic. Awesome trains, beautiful country, but you gotta widen your platforms. I mean, that's unacceptable.
Železný brod, Malá Skála, Turnov, Rychnost u Jablonce nad Nisou, Liberec. Bližší informace týkající se jízdy vlaku vám podá vlakový personál. Přejeme vám příjemnou jízdu. Příští stanice Železný brod.
The safety systems are a tad bit annoying. The constant beeping. Not as bad as PZB's, but still a little annoying. Wow, look at that. I'm just in awe, like, this route is very picturesque. You got an even better shot over here. Like, I'm gonna be spending half the time taking photos. I'm gonna have too many thumbnail shots to choose from. Absolutely stunning. Wow, we've already made it that far? Doesn't even feel like it's been that long. Well, I guess the rest of the route is very windy. Spaghetti track. Yeah, Esther is so far been absolutely worth, like, it's a little bit more expensive than usual, but absolutely worth it so far. I mean, usually I get enjoyment out of the routes, but a lot of times I still think they're a little expensive. This one, I think I can confidently say so far it's worth every penny. Now, sometimes my opinions do shift later because this is me going into it blind, just first impressions. Like, for example, when I did my stream on the East Coast Way remaster, first I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. But as I started to play more off camera, I noticed more bugs and missing features and whatnot, and my opinion started to shift a little in a bad way. And sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes I'm like, it's kind of boring, but then I might discover something interesting. It's like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. But so far, just going off of first impressions, this is easily one of my favorite routes so far. I mean, usually it is a quiet branch line, or is it a branch line? It might be part of a main line. I'm not entirely sure, but since it's single track, I'm gonna assume it's a branch line. Usually, I'm more into fast main lines, although I also do love mountain routes too, so it does check off that box. But there are some awesome rural routes in this game as well. I mean, pretty much any mountain route, I feel like, regardless if it's a main line or a branch line, I'm gonna end up loving it.
Dámy a pánové, následuje stanice Železný Brod.
The one problem with having a quiet route is the lack of services on the timetable. So, unfortunately, that does hinder the replay value a little bit. But, I mean, you can't really do much about that. They did make up for it with 9 scenarios, though, so I guess you could do something about it, but hopefully we'll get more routes in the future where this rolling stock can sub onto other routes and vice versa. Ooh, alright. Something interesting's happening. Okay, only open one door at once. Unlock all doors. There we go. I don't know why it's being weird. And why passengers are just phasing through. I said unlock all doors. You can unlock all doors. So. Alright, the door controls are being a little weird, so. Okay, a couple bugs here and there, but let's be real. Train Sim World isn't known for being all that polished. I don't know why the passengers are getting bunched up here, and there are some small bugs, and I don't want to let it ruin the experience. Really, this route has been just a work of art so far. But couple issues here and there, but nothing game breaking. Seems like I have to release the independent every time I get going. Also, it doesn't seem like our rear unit is making any power. I guess we're doing fine with just one powered unit. But never mind, it looks like it's making some now. Yeah, now it looks like the trailing unit's making some power. Once again, the detail, too. Got some really tall buildings in a small town. It's a very Eastern European vibe.
Příští stanice Malá Skála.
I can hear thunder in the distance. Oop, and I'm speeding again. Oopsie. Alright. Come on, more. Alright, that's too much braking power. Still getting used to this train. I have even checked out the class 750. Well, I have, but I haven't done a, not a scenario with it yet. And freight services, it seems like they did a really good job with the freight, because I feel like that usually gets neglected unless it's like a dedicated freight route, like Sand Patch Grade or something. Even then, though, I feel like a lot of the freight routes, it's usually just like regular mainline freight, rarely any locals and or shunting and whatnot. I mean, those types of services don't happen all that often, but I feel like that's a point where I'd be okay with like a little bit of realism broken to have some of those extra smaller services a little more than usual. But they seem to really reflect on like all the different freight patterns on this route. And holy dark tunnel, I cannot see a thing here. Must be a way to brighten the headlights, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Gotta stop coming up. I hope the beeping isn't being too annoying for the viewers. I mean, I've toned it out at this point. I can still hear thunder in the distance. I mean, the weather looks nice. If I go into photo mode, will it like suddenly change? Nope, just a distant storm. Huh, I got another fault that I have no idea what it is, so once again, I'm just gonna hope it's nothing serious. It went away, I guess.
Dámy a pánové, následuje stanice Malá Skála.
I'm not sure I know with the bit off topic, but the expert DBBR 10145 is coming out soon. And what I'm really glad about is that they're actually providing English translations for the screens. It also seems like it's going to be a lot more in-depth than the 101, and it'll be more compatible with other routes and rolling stock. Just seems like way better in general, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get it day one. Probably not.
Ahoj, já tě zdravím, tady výpravčí Malá Skála. Prosím tě, pokazily se mi tady přejezdy, takže sepište příkaz vlaku pro vlak číslo 1266. A teda rozumím, poděkujem straně Včka. Příkaz vlaku číslo 1266. Část 1 až část 5 můžeme proškrtnout. 1 až 5 škrtná. No a v části 6 to budou 2 přejezdy, takže jako první k přejezdům kilometru 115,290 a je to ŽST Malá Skála.
Wow, the attention to detail here is amazing.
A ten druhý je kilometru 115,383. 115,383. Taktéž v ŽST Malá Skála. A jeďte se zvýšenou opatrností. Mám. A část 7 a 8 opět proškrtneme. Část 7 a 8 mám proškrtlou. Příkaz vlaku je teda diktován z pracoviště Malá Skála a náš hovor je zaznamenáván. Moje příjmení je Petřík. A já ti rozumím, hovor byl zaznamenáván. Moje příjmení je Petřík, moje příjmení je Zima a dneska je 18.8.2018. Ano, přesně tak, dneska 18.8.2018. A ještě jednou mi na závěr teda přečti ten příkaz vlaku. Příkaz vlaku číslo 1266, část 1 až 5 proškrtlá, část 6 přejezd.
This is a much more in-depth conversation than I was expecting.
Dobrý, takhle je to v pořádku, já ti děkuji za spolupráci.
Should probably go over here pretty slow because traffic is still going. Even the detail on like the backyards and what. Oh, I could fit a car there. Not like it really would matter, but I get distracted easy. Alright, still running about 3 minutes late. Alright, these platforms are much wider. Well, except for that one. That's a weird platform. It's like the middle part is raised, but the rest of it is lower. And, of course, the raised part is wicked narrow for some reason. Who knows why? So this is like a wheelchair accessible area. Probably need a ramp to get up there. Alright, looks like we're about halfway through the route. Maybe not all the way. Maybe not quite halfway. Some tight corners up there.
Dámy. Stará Paka do stanice. Liberec, příští stanice, Rychnov u Jablonce nad Nisou. Bližší informace týkající se jízdy vlaku vám podá vlakový personál. Přejeme vám příjemnou jízdu.
Looks like we got another very dark tunnel. I haven't had to do another radio change in a while. I wonder if there's only one. Alright, I guess I could do a little bit of a better job paying attention to speed limits. The speed limit changes quite a lot, and so does the track grade, so gotta keep a good eye out. Oh, I guess I do have to change it here. Yeah, I saw the board that said 61. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I can hear any chat or anything, except for that one time. So, scenario thing. Because a feature, I think it was only in Sandpatch Grade, you could hear like little bits of radio chatter. I love that feature, but no other route has it, unfortunately. It doesn't even have to be functional, just give us the ability to like just hear random voice lines and whatnot, and just makes it so much more immersive. I wonder if you can like walk up to that castle, because I'm pretty sure I saw like somewhere on the forums that you can walk up to one of the castles on this route. What station is this? Turnov. I probably did not pronounce that right whatsoever. Turnov. Can't be that hard to pronounce. Bit of a walk though. So it does seem like the rolling stock definitely has the updated suspension physics. It's just a lot smoother, more subtle.
Dámy a pánové, následuje Turnov.
And I'm not sure if I got around to doing it yesterday, but once I finish up this live stream, I will post a mod that adds the logos to both this to description of this video and the last one. Oh, I see a map over there. It needs collecting. 2 maps, I think. At least I assume they do. Why am I not stopping? That was weird. Anyways, let's go get those maps. Hopefully I have enough time. Come on. Illegally run over the tracks. Nope, that one doesn't have. That one isn't. What about this one? This ought to be a map, right? Nope. I have been tricked. It was a trap. And now, well, I mean, I'm already running late. I guess it doesn't make that much of a difference. Alright, let's see. So there are a couple radio changes on this route. Looks like we're entering. I guess we can call this the second half of the route.
Dámy a pánové, vítáme vás v rychlíku ze stanice Stará Paka do stanice Liberec. Liberec. Bližší informace týkající se jízdy vlaku vám podá vlakový personál. Přejeme vám příjemnou jízdu.
Alright, full power. It almost looks like narrow gauge track. I don't think it is, but kind of looks like it. Alright, this is probably like the only chance we're gonna be able to get up to speed. I guess 110 is our fastest speed we can go, so only 10 off from our top speed. Even the detail on the roads, too, is very nice. Still hear thunder, but no rain or barely any clouds in sight. Yeah, this thing definitely doesn't have the best acceleration, but we are also hauling 3 passenger cars, so that probably has to do with it. And going up a 1.4% grade. Really sharp banking on this route. Guess it helps with the maintaining a fairly high top speed. A high top speed for such sharp corners. I think I'm slowly getting the hang of controlling this thing. Alright. I'll do it before the game even tells me to. What? Never mind. Now it's gonna make me press 0, even though I don't want to. But never mind, I guess we're good to go. I thought it was gonna make me put in like 710 or something. So, probably should have gone ahead of myself there. But nope, we're still on our channel 71. And I'm about to start speeding again. Still getting used to the line. Yeah, track's starting to get real windy again. Especially this section over here. Once again, just the small details on this route, like every part of it feels unique and whatnot. It's just, it still impresses me. Alright, it's probably gonna be our last almost full speed section. It's interesting, got this like a tiny bit of a branch line here. I wonder if you can run any services to them. But that's cool how they include like some adjacent stations to the main station. And all the different sidings and whatnot. Like, that's another thing too, like a lot of routes leave out small sidings and whatnot. Yeah, I love it when routes include those small sidings and everything. Alright. Yeah, this section over here is unexpectedly fast. Okay, each time I think it's gonna start slowing down again. It bumps up to like 80 or something. Alright, looks like we got a bit of a horseshoe curve coming up. Wonder if we're gonna have to deal with any more railroad crossing failures.
Dámy a pánové, následuje stanice.
It almost feels like the run's being a little too easy on us so far. Oh, look at that. We're finally early. We're ahead of schedule. So basically, we're on time. Oh, I'm getting a call, I think. Or not. That was weird. Let's see. Do I have time to explore the station? I think I do. Let's see. Where does this go? It doesn't lead very far. I haven't found any collectibles so far, except for that one in the route introduction. Alright, let's head back to the cab. No need to teleport back. I guess while I'm there, I can walk through the train. I got a little bit of time. Let's see. How easy is it to, There we go. Bit of a challenge. I doubt passengers are normally able to cross like that. Probably. It's probably just for conductors. Alright, I guess that's it. Just no more railroad crossing failures. Just head to our last destination. I feel like this scenario is going by pretty quickly. I mean, we were ahead of schedule at the last station, somehow. Really, it goes by fast. This is supposed to be, like, nearly 2 hours long. It feels like I've only been doing it for, like, an hour. Let's see, how long has stream been going on for? Well, I guess it's only been an hour and 20 minutes since I started, so yeah, I guess a lot quicker than the game said it would be. Well, you know what they say, time flies when you're having fun, so that's a good sign it's an enjoyable route. I guess the blind texture doesn't roll properly. It still just kind of stretches. That's unfortunate. Look at that view in the distance. What's that spike on top of that mountain? Can you see it from here? Is it like a radio tower? What is that? Is it another mountain? Can't tell what that is. Looks like some kind of structure. But that's very impressive they added that. Alright, we're starting to come in contact with civilization again, a little bit. Maybe I can start to see that structure a little better now. I can't even see the structure anymore. I think it's behind the other mountains. But I can kind of see it again. I think once I get to around this spot, I'll probably be able to see it best. Find out what it is. Let's get some both uphill and downhill action in both directions. Doesn't matter what direction you're going, you gotta go up and down. Let's see. Try and I think the trees are gonna block it a little bit, but let's see. Let's see what we can see. Looks like it might be like some kind of castle or monument of something. I don't know, but it's a cool detail. Something to look out for. I think I got another fault. Of course, I have no idea what it is. It seems to just kind of come on and off. Huh. It went away when I released the brakes. Maybe it's not a fault and it just happens when I apply the brakes? No, because I'm applying the brakes now and it's not saying anything, so... I have no idea what it could mean, but it's not stopping my train, so I guess that's the important thing. Alright, well... Our journey has almost come to an end. That went by fast. Once again, look at the detail, like all the custom assets they have. Vector simulations right there. Even the highway signs too are all unique, and ooh, look at all the trains in the yard. I haven't seen any red class 843s on this run. They must be pretty rare. Oh, there's a red 750. I really like that one in particular. It's too bad it doesn't have the logos though. Not sure if it just doesn't have them in real life or if the mod just forgot to include them, but I think it looks good on it. The red and yellow. Unfortunately, there is a noticeable lag spike in this station, but it's bearable for me. Alright, could do a better job with overshooting the platforms, that's for sure. Alright, that time I got to open both sides. That's better. Wonder if that's a board right there I can collect. See what there is to collect. No. I don't know what that is. Nothing so far. There is just fenced off. Yeah, there's some tricky collectibles, I guess. Oh, I thought I found one for a second, but it's just a vent. It wasn't that crazy of weather. It was pretty much sunny, just some thunder. There we go. Yeah, a lot of speeding, so I didn't get platinum, but gold is nothing to be ashamed of. And only an hour and 30 went by a little faster than expected. And because of that, I think I'd like to take a quick chance to explore the route. And by that, I mean, see if that castle in the distance is accessible, like in the middle of the route. Alright, so let's go on foot. Turn off. Now, it is a bit of a distance from the station, but I got a little way of getting there faster. This is a mod that I will once again post in the description. And I used it in another video before. I think it was Mitten Wildbahn. So let's get our You're probably wondering why I'm getting the Holiday Express F7. It's because this mod will spawn the Jeep with it. Yeah, we got a little bit of driving to do to get to the castle. You can kind of access the exterior camera, but it's locked in like this one orientation. So I will post a link to this mod in the description. Wonder if can I drive down here? Nope, invisible wall. I can kind of go down this way. This might be the road that leads to the castle. Or not. No, it's taking a sharp corner. And I think I hit another invisible wall. Alright, let's just drive along the tracks, pretend we're a high rail or something. Ooh, almost spun out there. I hear a train behind me. I thought that might have been collectible. I hear a train coming from somewhere. Maybe I'm just going crazy, I don't know. Let's continue driving. Oh, I can use my mouse to rotate the camera. I just can't with my, whatchamacallit, my joystick. There we go. Problem solved. If I can stop bumping into the junction levers. Bouncing all around. So yeah, I just gotta use my mouse, and dear God, I cannot drive. There we go. Try and drive like in between the rails like this. This isn't going very well. All right, come on, focus, focus. I can do better than this. Wonder if any trains will come and hit me. That would be funny if they did. All right, stay within the rails. Not that hard. Never mind, it is kind of that hard. Harder than it looks, trust me. I wonder if there's a mod that removes invisible walls so I could easily drive wherever. Alright, this definitely isn't where the castle is. Should be a little further up, I think. What the? Okay, there we go. I thought I was stuck for a second. I mean, I could always spawn another one, but still. Try my best to be a good driver here. Although the fact that I'm driving on railroad tracks is kind of means I'm not a very good driver, but it's not like I have a choice. I'll just pretend I'm a high rail or something. Alright, let's see. How do I get around this thing? Just floor it over. There we go. Almost there. Alright. What if I just, like, drive on the side like this? It's not much easier. If at all. There it is, I think. Alright, let's drive off the bridge. Kaplunk. Let's see. Probably go on foot by now. How far can I walk? Oh wow, I might have to do a little bit of exploring. Hang on. But let's walk up to the castle on foot, then we can keep driving. A couple different paths we can take. Run up the stairs like a madman. Wow. The fact that they let you walk up here is crazy attention to detail. You can take a dip in the pool, kinda. Can I walk over here? I can. Wow. They did not have to add this, but I am sure as hell glad they did. Alright, kind of a basic interior, but still, just the fact that they added this is... wow. Alright, let's get back to our Jeep and see what else there is to see. See what else there is to see while not being confined to the rails. Looks like that leads somewhere. Alright. I want to see where the path leads over here. As I make my really tricky three-point turn. Now, where does this path lead to? Whoa! Oops. Wow, the fact that it just, like, lets me explore here is crazy. I think that goes back to the tracks. Poorly executed drift. And that's where that path leads. I think I'm stuck. Nope, I'm not. Or I am. Yeah, I'm stuck. Alright, well, overall, this route has just been absolutely amazing. I mean, just awesome, very memorable. Definitely gonna be an instant favor of mine. So, thank you guys for watching. I really had fun with this route. If the developers of this route are watching, you guys did an amazing job. I can't wait to see more DLCs from you. Keep on cooking the good stuff. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.